Hello, my name is Chatelier, and welcome to a brand new series of Victoria 3. As you probably gather from the thumbnail and the title of the episode, we'll be playing as Ethiopia. Let's just get into the game. It's not a sandbox game. The other options are just, give you a sort of various goals to work towards. And a bit of a sort of tutorial, you sort of explore the various parts of the game. But yeah, we'll be playing in Ethiopia. We're playing as Shiva, which I believe has the biggest army in here, and is actually sort of where the current capital of Ethiopia is. We'll be keeping the game rules as default. And let's just jump in to Shiva. And we got a bit of bureaucracy and all that, so let's just quickly do the stuff. So we'll start with research. So there's production, military, and society research. We'll be focusing mostly on military right now. We get the military service in. We do have some battalions reserve, so what we'll need to do is recruit some generals. And there is, let's see, traditional command. Okay, command limit is 10% extra. Interesting. Bandit, that's morale damage. Hedonist. So supply consumption would go up, but morale damage is quite useful. It would be armed forces general, so if we hire him, that would increase perhaps some of their popularity, although not necessarily, but I think charismatic, what's that? Morale recovery, that will actually be useful. We'll buy that one. And then do we have, oh, bigoted. Morale cap goes down a little bit. Offense is better though. And then woodland combat expert. So this could be our attacking general. And I think what we might do is we'll go for 3 general approach. There's a reckless one. Okay, that seems like a bad idea. We'll probably go for the hedonist then. So what we can have is one that is relatively good at defense, although I don't think we actually have one that is really good at defense right now, do we? Not really, but like we can have one that is sort of attacking and 2 that will hold the ground more or less. Now we put in the research already. Let's have a look at the policies. So I don't know if we can change any. There's the police laws that we can change. Local police, sure, it's got a pretty good chance of succeeding. I'll put that one in. We don't have any institutions yet. Government is only landowners right now, and we don't really have elections or anything like that. So I can reform the government and pull in some other factions in here every now and then. When I so choose, we should probably put in some consumption taxes. We'll start with at least tobacco. That seems like it would be profitable. Liquor. Grain tax would be the most profitable for a very short period of time. After that, you get a revolution, and that's not going to be fun. Clothing is something that we might tax, and maybe the services. And maybe even furniture. That gives us a lot of income. It does also take a lot of authority, though. Now, what we do have in our state over here is mostly, oh well, technically speaking, we are present in 2 states, but they're not that strong. What we'll do is we'll start increasing the construction sector first things first, so we can start building faster. And then over here, what we'll probably put in afterwards is the logging camp. And then we could maybe build a textile mill in the primary area here. So that's going to allow us to get some clothing, because if we look at our market in here and the balance, we do need a fair bit more clothing, also furniture and some services. And right now, since we don't have the construction sector built yet, our wood use isn't too bad, but it's going to be increasing a lot, and as well as the fabrics. And also we are going to need some fabrics once we get the textile mill. So we'll probably put in the cotton plantation there, and then if we just switch these to be around a little bit, so that should be alright. I think at this stage we can probably unpause while we do things. So what we'll probably want to do actually is start improving relations with someone, at least Egypt. Actually, just keep the time rolling. So improve relations there. We could maybe improve relations with someone else in here, like technically speaking, Ormia or Harar rather. If we increase relations with you for the time being, then that might sort of cover our flank there for a little bit, because we are going to have to start fighting soon if we want to. Well, I don't think we have to, but I'd like to start fighting soon enough so that we can set up our borders a little bit better and sort of expand. So the idea is to form Ethiopia. We'll take Somaliland as well and a bit of Eritrea. So basically all of this will be our sort of interest area. And then what we might have as a long-term goal is invade Italy. And the reason for that is simple. It's sort of in the next game... Oh, who's fighting? Willow is going to attack Velega. Willow does have a lot more troops. I could join on either side. But Velega actually... Oh wait, no, that's someone leading towards them. That's Begim there leaning towards them. I could maybe go for like Kaffa and Sidamo first. Wait, in my own attacks. If you look at Kaffa, how much do they actually have troops? That's about 16 brigades, so that is quite a bit. Sidamo doesn't have quite as many. Actually, if we zoom out a little bit further, we can get in here immediately. So that's 6. You got 10. You got 18 in Harar total, but might not be all active at once. And Willow's got 19. So in the north, they got quite a bit. And Gojam as well. So I think Velega is one of the weaker ones. We could attack maybe Sidamo to our own diplomatic place there. So if we go in here, I suppose we can also do it through the interactions. So unify Ethiopia. Sidamo, we'll confirm that. Hopefully we can get us a little bit more territory. And then if we have a look at this, so of course no one is currently in there. I don't know who they will be swaying into their group. But with 3 generals we should be able to sort of have enough flexibility even if there's 2 or even 3 fronts that we need to fight in. So which one of these is actually the best attacker? Let's have a look at the military in here. So that's command limit and charismatic, so morale recovery. So that's more maybe defensive. You got the offense and defense in forested terrain, alright. And hedonist, that's morale recovery and morale damage. I'm almost tempted to put... Actually, which one of these? You got more. I'm going to put you on the front over here. The rest will stay in reserve for the time being. Another thing that I suppose I could do, I could increase the military wages. I don't think it's going to have that much of an impact on the effectiveness of the troops, but it will make the militaries like us a bit more. And what I'm hoping is, if I can... Oh, actually, are they still... No, they don't have quite enough loyalty, but if we can get the... or happiness, rather. If we can get that to 5, at least, then that is going to reduce the miltech cost, and that's going to be very useful in taking the upper hand over here. So we've got the construction industry built, and now I believe we got quite a bit of demand. Well, actually, suppose since it's not fully manned yet, it's just been recently built. Right, so have they started bringing anyone in yet? No, not yet. They are fearful, so they might just surrender if... Oh. They got Gojam supporting them. So which one of these was the more defending general then? Charismatic is morale recovery and command limit, so that could be it. Or then the hedon is for the morale recovery and morale damage from the bandit. We could... Well, we're going to have to mobilize both anyway. I'm going to put one over there at least. And what we'll do is we'll activate the conscripts. That's going to be 2 for both. Or 2 for each of the armies. In total size. Of course, it's not going to be activated immediately. It takes time to get the conscripts sort of ready to combat. So they are going to be probably attacking over there. Over here, we've still got a bit of overwhelming power there. Have they brought in anyone else yet? Not yet. I could sway countries as well. Now the question is, who could we invite? Aren't you in the other one as well? Hold on a minute. No, you are leaning, but you're not in there. So, if I was to give you... Oh, obligations is not enough. You want to conquer the state of Gojam. That's going to make you a lot stronger. I don't think I will give you that. And in fact, what I will do is I'll put in my conquer state over there. So we've still got 19 or 31 points, sorry, for maneuver. So we can still invite someone, maybe. Although, well, Wello is already preparing for war elsewhere, so I don't think they would join. Majerten is on the other side of our neighbor here, which probably means that they won't be joining in either, or wouldn't be able to reach. So the idea is that we'll just have... probably this one needs to go and help defending there as well. So we'll have 6 versus 9 on this southern front, and hopefully we'll be able to win that. It might not be immediate, but... like, oh, bollocks. So Kaffa joined. Let's have a look at the options that we have to invite now. So it's going to be a three-front war. Don't know if we can actually win that. Conquest of Kaffa. Oh. That, Technically speaking, what I can do is I can just take that war goal, or give that to them so that they would take it, and we'll just switch. This one to defend the southwestern front instead. So at least have some units. We are still getting the conscripts in, but did we get the nation joining? We are still swaying. There we go. So they joined. So that means that the enemies over here will need to split their troops, and that's going to give us a lot better chance over here. Or our allies will just run them over, which is a possibility, of course. We still are only halfway through the timer in here. So did they get someone else again? No. I can still add a war goal, so we don't actually have to press the war goal for Kaffa necessarily. Or if we do, then we'll just eventually have to fight the current ally in this war. Egypt declares neutrality, Kaffa declares neutrality. That's in the first war over here. We declared neutrality as well, technically speaking, because we didn't join anyone. And at this stage, it's too late. But yeah, Annex Veliga or war reparations. Oh, right, but I don't think they can... Can they reach there? Neither side has any allies, so no, that's basically not going to happen. I could try to sway... Actually, no, I don't think I can. Never mind. So I'm hoping that my allies will be able to push through here once the actual war starts, which it hasn't started yet. And then hopefully we'll hold on these two fronts, capture this front, then maybe start focusing on... well, these armies will be there, so we'll probably have to move in the second army down that way. Standard of living isn't all that great, and we don't have enough wood input, but we are getting the logging camp built over time. So how is the conscripts? So we've got 2 already out there. The rest aren't all that active yet. But the war is about to start. 2 arms. So they're going to be attacking over there, and we are attacking in the south. Hey, we got local police force. Well, just in time. I don't suppose... we could reform the government, bring the armed forces in there. Confirm that, and that is going to give them happiness. I believe. There's not a lot of laws that we can change. There's the no police law, and then the peasant levies is something that we could go from that professional army. But right now, that would actually reduce the amount of battalions that we get from conscripts. So that's not necessarily a good idea. Plus, it would increase the upkeep cost of our troops. So I'll just stay put for the time being. At least our allies to the north are indeed advancing. And we've got 3 versus 3 attack over here. We got a bit more defense in there. Don't know if we'll win that. What about the battle in the south? They got more defense than we got attack, so we'll probably lose that one. But the idea is that we'll slowly whittle down their troops. Each battle where they lose troops is troops that they won't be able to recuperate before the next one, most likely. But yeah, our ally over here in the north is certainly destroying Gojam's troops. They're basically just, overrunning them. And if they don't have anyone defending the northern flank, then they will be destroyed. And over here, our defenses are holding. So that's definitely good news. Oh, now they switch sides. Oh. Oh, wait, no. It's now all just one front. Our allies are in there. Where did... Oh, it didn't actually get placed anywhere. Right. So that was not going all that well. So you are just idle there. We could just put you in the defensive for that front. Or advancing. We'll put you on the defensive over there. So at least have the numeric advance. We can maybe win this front more or less. We are currently... Well, actually, no. Our allies are attacking. We are defending. But that is 3 versus 5. How much do they have troops there? They've lost a little bit men, but they've only had a handful of combat thus far. Or combats. So we've lost another battle there. We are keeping at least Kaffa out of the front here. And, oh dear, that is a lot of losses there. Okay, what we might want to do is just put you on defensive for a little bit. Until we've cleared out the northern flank. Which might take a while. And of course, over here in the center flank, I suppose I could say, we are dealing a lot of damage. We're taking quite a bit of casualties as well. But we can afford it. We got pretty good income. We are actually full on treasury, so that is costing us quite a bit. We did get the logging camp now down. So that does mean that the wood price is going down a little bit, which should mean the standard of living is actually climbing up a little bit. It's not going to be a massive boost in there. I think it's still going to be pretty high price. We still need another 46. But yeah, that attack is not going all that well. At least the defenses are holding fairly well. Neither side is attacking here in the south, because we just need to sort of recuperate. Now, are they actually going to be attacking us now? I think they will be once that battle is over. Yeah, we lost a little bit of ground. And now it's my 13 versus their 10. This is going to be a deadly battle. If you have a look at the details, we can see how much troops they have. They actually have less troops from the get-go than what we have, because we're the blue one. And yeah, this is losing manpower there rather rapidly, so that's going to be a good battle for us. Over here in the south, we've won quite a few combats total, and the wood price is going further down. The meat price is actually going up a little bit. So we might want to get another ranch at some point, or just increase the production of meat. But for that, we might need some tool production. And since we are currently still a very, well, let's just say not a very advanced state, we will be losing, or rather, we won't be able to trade through the trade routes, which is something that we'll access eventually, but right now we can't because, one, we don't have a port, so we can't trade with anyone other than our neighbors, and we don't have the laws to actually even trade with our neighbors. Okay, there we go, so we are still keeping them back over there, and this attack is going to be a victory, I reckon. Yeah, you could say that. The enemy is losing men too quickly to be able to hold on. So either that is... no, they're probably still going to hold on a little bit in there, I reckon. Maybe? Oh, the duel. Let me guess, that's a politician from the trade unions and the politician from landowners want to duel. Well, that's fine. It was the trade unions one that lost the duel. Alright. Oh, now it's split into two. So we are defending... oh, wait, no, wait. That's the allies. That's our troops, okay. So you could probably start advancing in there then. Capture that as quickly as possible. And over here they do have some... oh, they combined the areas again. Oh wait, where did our general got pushed out of there again, alright. That's a bit annoying. But over here our defenses are holding quite nicely. And over here we're just recuperating our troops a little bit, hopefully. Actually, how much do we have on that army? That's the Ribe. You could have a lot more. I mean, you're not too low on manpower there. I'm sure that the enemy has recuperated as well. We've got a couple, or two conscript battalions there. And over here we are holding on quite nicely. So I think the front against Kaffa is going well. And over here we're defending against 8 of their units again. So that is going to reduce their numbers drastically once more. Oh, there is 2 combats going on. One where they are defending, one where they're attacking. So that's most of their troops. Well, actually not that much of their troops. They had 8 over there and they had 9 over there, so that is actually 17 units, so there's 6 only that are not in combat right now for them. And both battles are going well for our side. Aha! There we go, they capitulated. So I think it's time to send in some more troops attacking over here. We did fairly well, fairly good job over there attacking previously. And the reason why, especially if you are going on an offensive, you still want to have some troops defending, because if your troops take a massive loss at the battle, then you will get pushed back quite often. But whereas if you had defenders, then they will able to hold the sort of defensive line in there if need be. And there we go, yeah, another combat one. Our allies are now starting to take the offensive in here, so what I suppose I could do... I'm just going to keep the defense over there for the time being. Once we clear out this, we can start attacking more in there. Oh, there's a combat. Which side is actually winning? How much do they have? They've lost quite a bit of troops in there. But our allies are not that strong either. So that's going to be a bit of a... who will win that? Remains to be seen. But we managed to capture a large chunk of the front over here. So Sidamo is probably going to surrender soon. Oh yeah, that is going to be an easy victory. So yeah, we managed to get one state, or actually start expanding into another state. That's good. There isn't any more diplomatic plays in here right now, which is definitely good news for us. You are still in a war, aren't you? Yeah, you are. Neither side is actually able to fight though, so it's not really going anywhere. And there we go, we are winning that. Are we actually getting more troops? I think we are. We've got on quite a few. I mean, we got some regulars over here that are not with any generals right now. I think we will eventually be sent to generals. Oh, there we go. Oh, wow. We're taking half of that state already. We got quite overwhelming power over here now. So I don't suppose I can... If I make a piece of taking Sidamo, they would not accept that. They would take that one, of course, but like that's our ally. The enemies would not accept that. So I guess we'll just have the battles go on. I mean, we got 12 of our allies attacking 12 of the enemy regiments in here. And our allies are in a lot better shape in terms of manpower, so that is actually reducing the enemy... or rather, we've reduced the enemy fighting power over here so drastically that they will be falling soon. So I'll be getting a little bit of the state, and I suppose... Well, our ally to the north, which isn't really an ally, but our partner in this war, let's just put it that way, is taking this area here, which is a lot of land. I don't think they'll be able to make all that much use of it, but it happens. But yeah, that fight is slowly going on. I think... What is the war support? It's 67 for Sidamo, so once that goes to minus 100, that they will give up there and we'll get this state. We'll be enforcing all the things that we had, all the war goals that we had towards them. Let's actually go ahead and advance front. Still leave someone on the defense, just in case. I don't think we'll be able to lose any combat at this stage, though. Okay, so now we increase the size of this. We've got a livestock ranch, and a tea plantation, and another millet farm. So there's a little bit more production in here. Infrastructure use is 6 out of 17. Over here we got 7 out of 27. Taxation capacity isn't all that great as a traditionalist nation, though. So we'll need to probably improve that over time. Oh, hey, we are now on the attacking side here. And the enemy's troops are, yeah, they're very weak. A lot of them are very low on morale already. They've been losing a lot of combats recently, so that kind of makes it the way it is. Slowly but surely. We're taking ground there. Oh. Veteran consultation, so armed forces are happy, so militech cost is now minus 10%. So that means that the military service is a lot closer to being researched, as well as the gunsmithing that is spreading to us. What other things are we getting, by the way? Centralization, that's actually going to be really good for the taxation capacity. So I like the sound of that. And then in production, we are getting prospecting. So that's unlocking gold mines and gold fields, but that's only in certain locations. But yeah, as once that battle is done, I think we just need to do one more combat and then we won this war. Although, I suppose, technically speaking, I could just... Well, they wouldn't take that. Okay, so we will have to push this, I suppose. Oh well. I mean, yeah, it's 1 or 2 battles away from a victory. And... Actually, which one of us is... Probably our ally that is going to be taking the next combat. Yep. It's called a one nation at a time that does it. But yeah, the attack values aren't great, but at the same time the enemy troops are so thin at this stage that they will lose. And there we go. They won that. That's another peace in our time, at least for a few months. We'll need to wait for the troops to recuperate from that war. I mean, to be fair, we didn't take massive losses, but there is a bit of losses regardless, so that will take some time to recuperate. The furniture price is going down. We're still working on the textile mill. We're not building anything else in the meanwhile. Oh, Outlaw Prince. What is our current ruler actually like? He's ambitious, so decree cost is minus 25. Army and Navy power projection. Political movement radicalism. As a commander, he would have a bit of offensive value. What about Theodoros? Oh, and political operator, 5% authority. Well, I mean, that's not too bad. But at the same time, I don't want to have more radicalism, so now we have a romantic. Political strength of aristocrats goes up, and then expert offensive planner as a commander. He's not a commander right now, but that would be really good for commanding officer, although minus 10% from the romantic, but morale damage projection is not bad, so he could be actually pretty decent as a general, as sort of last-ditch effort. So expensive government goods, the wood is a bit expensive right now, but like... Yeah, we are going to be increasing that, actually. How much are we still missing? 46, okay. Do we have any buildings in here? We do have some. We could maybe get a logging camp on this state. Although it's not a proper state, so it might not be giving us quite as much money. The production is still going to be roughly the same, depending on if it's actually got It's got infrastructure there. Taxation capacity isn't particularly great, though. If we start increasing or incorporating... Oh, it's only 2 years. But that would take us way over the limit that we have right now for the bureaucracy. Now, we can increase the bureaucracy by building a government administration, which is going to cost us a little bit of money, but we might want to get at least one of those already this early, and then we can start maybe incorporating the state to the north. Of course, that is then going to take more bureaucracy to run it, but it's going to also give us more taxes. So what other things... Oh, manager service unlocked. Excellent. Let's go ahead and probably get some more military things. So the gunsmithing is already spreading. We could focus down on that one to get it researched quicker. Or we could research the light infantry, which is actually going to be very useful. It's going to be the sort of... If we have a look at the military... So there is a military production sort of production methods. Right now we just have the irregular infantry. So it's got fairly small stats. The light infantry is basically doubled in the combat stats. The training rate isn't too bad. The army power projection is going to be larger. I think that increases the... Actually, I don't know what that increases. Come to think of it. Power projection. High intimidating country's military force appears to other countries. It forms the basis for the amount of prestige the country gains from its army and navy, and also affects how powerful other countries perceive them to be when deciding to start or take sides in the diplomatic play. I see. Right, well, but yeah, we only got irregular army. We don't have anything else unlocked yet either. But the light infantry is going to be the next one, and that's going to be a pretty decent increase. But also, it's going to increase the things that we need. Like, right now, we don't actually consume anything. But in the next one, we need small arms. Then skirmish infantry needs ammunition. Trench infantry needs ammunition and small arms. Actually, it increases the ammunition used. Then squad infantry uses radios. And then mechanized infantry uses tanks as well. But that's very late game stuff, admittedly. We won't be getting to those anytime soon, I'm afraid. But we do have, actually, how many units do we have on the various armies now? So we've got 13 on each of them. Oh, no, actually, we've got 13, 13, and a 10. So that's, yeah, 36 total. That's not too bad. We could probably start doing another war soon. Although that's probably going to have to be in the next episode. But what is probably going to be our next target is maybe... Actually, did we improve relations with you too far that we can't do a war against you? No, we can stop improving relations with you now. You've got a decent army total. You've got about 18. But with 2 of our armies, we should be able to beat them back. And then we'd have still 1 army to fight someone else. I don't know who exactly would be fighting. I mean, Barana would be someone that we could maybe fight as well. How much do you have? You've got 10. So if we were to sort of start consolidating the southeastern area here, eventually we'll probably get into the coastline here. But what I've noticed in my test game is that once you get to the coastline, then some of the greater nations will demand that you join their, or become sort of their economical puppet, so to speak. So you join their market. So you get some benefits from that. Basically, you get access to all the resources that are in their market. But at the same time, you know, you won't be able to do certain things. But anyway, I believe we are out of time for this episode, so if you enjoyed this, please like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Also check out the links down below in the description, but other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.